Hey guys, welcome back to One All's Pub. Hawkbills, love them or hate them. Not a lot of middle ground with this particular blade style. Where do you fall? Me personally, I really like them. I've got a little Hawkbill Ladybug Salt in H1. I've got the Byrd Hawkbill in FRN, and I've got these two Crossbills in G10. These are not your most common birds, as it were. These things take some hunting. You really got to go out bird hunting to find these. You have to want to acquire one because they're not just growing on trees. I initially acquired this one after looking for a Crossbill G10 for quite a while, and ran across this one with the serrated edge, and couldn't resist and picked it up. But I really wanted the plain edge when I found this. But again, these things appear pretty rarely, so when this one appeared, I jumped on it. That said, last week, between Christmas and New Year's, this little guy showed up on BladeForums in the exchange, and I had to take the leap and pick up the plain edged version of the Crossbill G10 in order to finance because I really don't need two of these. So I did sell this one to a friend of a friend, and it will be leaving very soon to go to its new home. But wanted to do a quick video at least to show these two off a little bit, just a little show and tell, I guess, and ask what your opinions are of Hawkbills, just the blade shape in general. I bought this one with every intention of putting it in my EDC rotation, but the serrated edge, which I'm not a huge fan of on most any knife, except a Hawkbill. A Hawkbill, it does work on, and I will, when I say work, I don't mean that it doesn't work on other blade shapes. I mean, for me personally, it just works. I mean, I don't mind it. I can rationalize it, even though I don't like serrated edges as a rule. That said, plain edge on a Hawkbill, I still would prefer, if for no other reason, and there are other reasons, but if for no other reason than just the fact that you get a dual-edged, dual ground blade edge. The chisel grind that you get on your typical serrated edge knife, I don't care for that as much. But that said, there's a certain visual appeal to that toothy beast. I mean, look at the way the light catches that. It's nice, huh? Yeah, so there's definitely on this style of a knife with that downward sloping curve, this has a real aggressive look to it, which is really neat. That said, this is for me more functionally EDC wise, and I actually will carry this EDC now, so I will put this into my rotation and carry this, not on every day obviously or whatever. I've got quite a few other knives to rotate in and out, but I'll put this one in the rotation for sure. It's a cool knife. I do dig the plain edge on it. The interesting thing too about the Byrd line, Spyderco's economical line from China, is that generally the what they call the comet hole, which, by the way, parenthetically, why don't they just call that the bird's eye? I mean, isn't that what that is? I mean, the knife's called Byrd, and that's like an eye. It's a bird's eye. I mean, it doesn't look like a bird, like an old crow sitting on a branch. It's a bird's eye. I don't know why they insist on calling that the comet hole. Anyway, sorry, I digress. Anyway, usually, in 99% of all applications, the spider hole looks much better than this Byrd comet. Forget it. I'm calling it the bird's eye. Looks much better than the bird's eye hole. But on a Hawkbill, not the case. You whip out a standard Spyderco like a Harpy or something like that, and that round hole does not lend itself visually to the design as well as that bird's eye does. I mean, look at that. That is just a cool look. Anyway, sorry. And that is honestly one of the reasons, the main reason that this knife appeals to me. This has appealed to me for a long time with this blade shape and whatnot. It's just visually grabbing to me. It grabs my eyes. Again, it's not the most functional EDC for me necessarily, although I think in a plain edge, I think I probably will find it much more EDC worthy and useful. But yeah, this is a knife I've been chasing for a while, and I guess if it's possible to have a Byrd knife be a Grail knife, I guess this is a Byrd Grail or Grail Byrd. I don't know. Anyway, just wanted to kind of give you guys a look at it, show these two guys off. They're pretty basic otherwise, materials wise. 8CR13 MOV, 3.5 inch blade. I think it's a 4 3/4 inch handle. Both of these are in really nice shape. Sorry, I can't talk tonight. Another element to these knives that I really like is this really nice notched backspacer. And Byrd does this on their G10 models. They also do it on their Meadowlark and I believe on their Cara too. G10 versions of those. They put that nice notched backspacer into those. And that really, for an economical knife, that really dresses the knife up nicely. So anyway, other than that, just cheap old Chinese G10, which has almost no grip, but a little bit, but it feels almost certainly compared to like the G10 you get on like a paramilitary, this is chemically, I'm sure it's the same stuff. I'll put it that way. That's about its only relationship to American G10, I suppose. Both are backlocks, obviously. No jimping, interestingly. At first that kind of bugged me. When I first got this one, I was like, oh man, they missed the jimping. And I would prefer to have it there. That said, there's kind of a nice like worrystone smoothness to doing this that I kind of like too, though. It just kind of has a nice, when you grab it, you just kind of feels good on the thumb. I don't know. But at any rate, I just wanted to show these two off before I set this guy on down the road. My new Byrd Crossbill G10 in plain edge, and my outgoing Crossbill G10 in serrated edge. Cool knives, if you can find them. You'll probably pay twice what they retailed for when they were new themselves, but it's the price of acquiring rare stuff. So anyway, that's 1 2 cents, guys. Keep the change. Sláinte.